Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I am Sully, and today we're going to talk about, is EA releasing too many packs? I actually want to get your guys' thoughts on this as a whole, because I was coming out of the gym yesterday, and I was coming out about like 12:30, and I saw Bacon upload a video, and he was talking about why is NHL 17 getting so much hate, because it gets blasted pretty hard on Twitter, and it's quite like the turnaround, because I thought, you know, in the beginning it was getting like praised and it was being, you know, people were really enjoying it, and then, you know, the stick lifting didn't work, and then it went downhill from there. But the game is getting bashed, and particularly now you see on Twitter, EA is releasing a ton of packs and a ton of cards, and people are really frustrated. I guess they don't like all these new sets that are coming out. But Bacon brought up a good point in his video. He said, you know, maybe the point for these cards to make them so hard is that you have to give up, you know, those cards that you grinded for in the other sets. So you can't just build these like ultra stacked teams. And this is one of those things that I was talking about with a friend down party, is stacked teams, and how like in years past, if you look at EA, they didn't really release as many cards compared to what they're doing this year. You know, naturally you had your team of the weeks, your team of the years, a couple of legends, but there wasn't really this crazy variety. And I think that's good for the game. I think the more cards, the better. And here's also why. A lot of people, when they talk about EA, they'll talk about how EA's money hungry. They'll talk about how they don't care about the $60 player and things of that nature. And I was trying to tell my friend that these hero hut sets are a great idea. Where they implemented the best way, I don't know. I personally don't care. I don't spend my free time wondering about the market like some of you guys. I swear, dude, some of you guys spend way too much time contemplating a video game market. But that's a whole nother commentary for another day. But I personally think, you know, these sets were a great idea, because here's why. People are going to spend money for packs. It's foregone conclusion. And if you are going to shell out real cash, you should have an advantage over the $60 player. In my eyes, you should. In terms of players, in terms of whatever you want to equate that advantage to, I think if you're going to shell out additional money in a video game that doesn't even, the value of what you're getting back doesn't hold for like 2 months sometimes, you should have an advantage. What's been a huge complaint in the past, people spend hundreds of dollars, don't pull a MOB, don't pull a team of the year, don't pull these types of cards, and where they feel like they're getting their money back to what they're shelling out. Now let's keep it clear, you will never get the value that if you shell out $300, you're not going to get $300 back worth of cards. But Hut Heroes provides a great way for people who are going to spend money on packs. If they don't pull anything, at least they're working towards getting something that's guaranteed, like those Hut Heroes. That's what I'm saying. And additionally, this is the other thing. One is that the $60 player benefits from EA releasing more packs, from EA, you know, pushing in more cards to the market and more variants of cards to the market, because that means all these other cards are going to drop in value. For example, I pulled Wah the first week the game came out. Wah was going for like 300k that first week. I should have sold him. I kept him, and now I think he's barely going for 100 because there's so many variants, and it sucks that happened, but it makes these high cards more attainable for the $60 player, because you're looking at base cards will start to drop. Base cards will become a lot cheaper the more they pump in higher overall cards. And so it benefits the $60 player. It benefits the person who's going to buy packs, because they can have a chance at pulling these rare cards, or at the very least they have a chance at getting getting a set for a player. Now, is it implemented perfectly? I don't know, but my point is that them releasing more cards and more variants and more sets benefits everyone. The person who doesn't spend $1 on the game, and the person who does spend money on the game, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Also, I wanted to make this point if I can remember it. And I can't, so I'm not going to make it. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on how you feel about the packs, because it seems to get a lot of hate. But to be fair, you know, at least in the month of November, this is when the Mows are out. And everyone knows if you're going to spend money on packs, now's the month to do it, so you get those Mows, because when the team of the year comes out, if you have their Mauve, you're good to go. And so let me know what you guys think. I mean, some guys really hate them releasing new packs and all these players, but I think it benefits. It gives something for you to grind for, and it also makes those high-end base cards more attainable, because their cost will go down because they're not as desired anymore. For the $60 player. And this was my point, is that, you know, a person was telling me if they, you know, the $60 player is getting burned when they release more packs and more cards, but I said the $60 player is getting more screwed if EA doesn't release any cards, because if EA, let's say they only do Team of the Week and they only put out Team of the Week and Team of the Year, those base cards, those high-end base cards, are never going to be attainable for the $60 player, because those are going to be the most sought-after cards. The only way to make the 89s, the 90 base cards less attainable and less desired is if they put out better cards. If they don't put out better cards, the $60 player is more screwed, in my opinion, than when they're pumping out cards and things of that nature. And those are my thoughts on the packs. I mean, again, guys, I'm just giving you my thoughts, you know, in passing. I didn't really think too much about this. So if some of you guys who think the market is the equivalent to finding a girl and touching her inner thighs, then, you know, you guys may have different opinions than mine. But I just think, like, the more content, the more cards they push out, the more it benefits the $60 player, and it also benefits the person who grinds HUD, because the guy who grinds HUD is going to try and get those cards regardless. But for the $60 player, it makes those other high-end cards more attainable, because no one's going to want, you know, a Kessler or a Kessel when they can go get Bure and all these other cards. And so, you know, let me know how you guys think. I know NHL is getting a lot of hate, and I saw Bacon's video, and I'm enjoying NHL. I mean, I don't have time to play as much as I want, and if I played it more, I probably may find some gripes. But overall, I mean, they've put more into the game. I mean, my biggest thing has been, even with NHL 16, was tuners. And the tuners, I blame the community, because some of these titty babies cry when they lose, and they go on the forums, and they want changes. And that's not directly involved to the game itself. That's more if the titty babies would find a tit, they would stop complaining. But they can't find the tit, so they keep on complaining. So titty babies will be titty babies. You can't do anything about that. But really, guys, I mean, I'd like to know your opinions. Let me know. I mean, and if you could articulate it in a way that, you know, is you know, I can understand, that'd be great. So let me know your thoughts down below. I will see you guys in the next video.